Welcome back, anime enthusiasts, to Anime First. As we all know that spring 2024 is on its way, and we've already witnessed some fascinating shows, including well-awaited sequels and some new anime. Despite all this, it gets a bit boring when you keep seeing those same characters over the years and you eventually crave something new. But you don't have to worry about all this, since we've got you covered. Let's dive right into it. Solo leveling. I'm pretty sure all of us are familiar with this one, right? Solo leveling has taken the anime world by storm, and some people are already calling it the anime of the year, which actually makes sense considering its immense popularity. In the world of solo leveling, mysterious portals known as gates appear out of nowhere 10 years back. These gates were teeming with monsters and posed a threat to humanity. However, to tackle them, some humans also acquired superhuman abilities and were referred to as the Hunters. The plot actually revolves around the weakest hunter of all time, Sung Jinwoo, who gets trapped inside a double dungeon and gains a second chance at life. Oh yeah, I know we have already witnessed this trope in a lot of shows, but trust me, this is different. Jinwoo doesn't gain some extraordinary abilities out of nowhere. He has to work his ass off and acquire skills as time passes by. Well, I won't tell you any further because that will spoil everything. It would be better if y'all just stop being lazy and watch the actual show. Next up, on number 9, we have Ninja Kamui. To be honest, if you aren't watching this show, you guys are missing out on a lot. And I mean it. I wasn't expecting this show to blow out like it did. The plot, animation, and characters, everything is just perfect. It revolves around the story of a rogue ninja named Joe Higan who somehow managed to escape his dark past and is striving to lead a peaceful life in America. However, one day, his seemingly peaceful life gets disturbed by his former clan members who want to take him out for betraying them. Joe somehow manages to survive this brutal assault, and now his entire life revolves around taking revenge against his own clan. But it won't be that easy since Joe has to go up against literal assassins, cyborgs, and his former comrades as well. Yeesh. This show is actually a breath of fresh air for the anime industry. I was actually getting bored of all these sequels, and to be honest, these studios are basically milking shows for money. On number 8, we have Kaiju number 8. I have literally been waiting for ages ever since I read the manga, and I'm just glad that this is getting the treatment it actually deserves with A1 Pictures animating it, and I'm expecting some fascinating things from it. Kaiju number 8 follows the story of a guy named Kafka Hibino who accidentally turns into a humanoid monster, aka Kaiju. Before we move on, I should tell you something about these weird monsters. Mysterious creatures known as Kaiju have been appearing in Japan for quite some time now, and in order to tackle them, a special unit known as the Defense Corps is formulated. Our protagonist Kafka also aspired to join the Corps, but eventually gave up following multiple failed attempts. However, his dream got reinstated when he met the 18-year-old Lino Ichikawa. Well, things didn't go as smoothly as Kafka would have wanted since some weird parasite turned him into a kaiju, but with his newfound powers, he wants to serve humanity. There is not a single human who would be more excited than me for this anime, and don't you dare rate it anything less than a perfect 10. For the 7th anime on this list, we have a condition called love. Truth be told, I can never get enough of romance. I don't know why I keep coming back to them when all they give me is literal trauma. Anyways, there are always some shows that make the year even better, and I have a feeling that this show just might be that. A Condition Called Love follows the story of high schoolers named Hotaru Hinase and Saki Hananoi. Hotaru is basically your average dumb teenager who is not interested in love or anything like that. After witnessing Hananoi's tragic breakup, Hinase encounters him on her way back and extends her umbrella as an act of kindness. Well, Hinase probably didn't think much of this, but for Hananoi, it was probably a sign from the universe. The following day, he proposed to Hinase to become his girlfriend, only to get rejected at the spot. Ouch. But being the persistent guy he is, he keeps on trying. Now, I won't tell you if they eventually start dating or if there's some more drama. You'll have to wait for the actual anime to air in April. I just realized that we haven't included any Isekai on this list, so for the 6th anime, we have Isekai Suicide Squad. There's not a single anime fan who isn't waiting for this anime. I mean, this is the ultimate crossover. I wonder who even came up with this idea. Some people are hella confused as to what will happen in the show, but don't worry, I've got you covered. The plot is quite simple actually. Amanda Waller, the head of Argus, has assembled a group of notorious criminals including Joker, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Pacemaker, and even King Shark. These criminals are isekai'd into another world where they have to brawl it out with mysterious monsters, and there are some conditions as well. There's also an explosive collar attached to them so they cannot escape. Well, we still don't know the reason behind all this. I mean, why would you send literally criminals to another world? I guess all we can do is wait. The show will air in summer 2024, and WIT being the animation studio, you can expect some great things. On number 4, we have Yubisaki to Renren. This show has my heart. If only I could just erase my memories, I would like to watch it from the start. Scientists these days are quite useless. You know, they still haven't invented something like that. Anyways, Yubisaki to Renren is a unique show, and I've mentioned it in a previous video that I'm a huge fan of this unique anime. It revolves around the story of Yuki Itose, who is a hearing-impaired university student. Ever since her birth, Yuki's life has been devoid of sound, and her life is quite small and restricted. All she does is travel to her campus, communicate with her best friend Rin through text. However, all of this changes when she comes across Itsumi Nagi, who is a multilingual student and Rin's friend. Yuki immediately develops a crush on him, and with each passing day, they grow closer to each other, with Yuki falling for him even more. If you're a fan of wholesome shows like me and just want something to watch after a long day of work, I sincerely recommend you try this out. You won't be disappointed. Enough about romance and isekai, let's talk about some comedy here. Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian is the 4th anime on this list. You know, there's a popular trope in rom-coms where the most popular students fall for some random person, and this pisses me off. I mean, that's far from reality and it messes up my tiny brain. Well, the plot of this show is quite similar, with Alia being the most popular girl in school. She's actually half Japanese and half Russian, and the entire school is behind her. Despite all this, Alia only has feelings for a random ugly guy who likes to play gacha games all day, and being the tsundere she is, Alia fails to express her emotions and only does so in Russian. Now, this is where the fun begins. Alia thinks the guy doesn't understand her, but surprisingly, he understands everything she says and pretends that he doesn't. I just want to know what happens when she figures out that the guy can actually understand her. Her reaction would be so priceless. Another interesting addition to this list is no longer allowed in another world. What makes this show unique is the character of Osamu Dazai. I'm positive that all of you know who that is, and if you don't, I'm sorry man, we just can't be friends. Getting reincarnated into another world and being surrounded by cute girls is everyone's dream, right? But for Osamu Dazai, this is hell. My man just wants to die, but all these cute cat girls and random monsters keep getting in his way. With all of this going on, Osamu tries his best to die, but for some reason, things are going quite smoothly and he eventually becomes a hero. To be honest, this show is not everyone's cup of tea. Most people don't prefer seeing characters in a comedic setting and believe that it destroys their character. But I would still recommend that you give it a shot when it airs in the summer. At number 3, we have an anime that fans have been eagerly awaiting in 2024, Dandadan. After a long await, it's finally set to premiere in fall 2024, fulfilling the dreams of many. Produced by the renowned studio Science Saru, famous for bringing us adaptations like Devilman Crybaby and Keep Your Hands Off Aizukan, there's a lot of excitement surrounding this upcoming series. With such a reputable studio behind it, I'm sure we can expect some truly captivating and intriguing content from Dandadan. The tale follows 2 teens, Momo and Okarun, who couldn't be more different. Momo, from a family of spirit mediums, firmly believes in ghosts, while Okarun is all about aliens. But when strange events unfold, they both gain mysterious powers to confront their deepest fears, sparking an extraordinary love story. Though details like the episode count and the exact release date remain a mystery, the anime is slated for an October premiere. If you still haven't caught the trailer yet, it's a must-watch. Trust me, you want to give it a shot. The last anime to feature on this list is The Blue Wolves of Mayu. This show is unlike anything we've witnessed on this list since it features men setting their affairs with their massive swords. Well, that sounded a bit wrong. Anyways, this show revolves around the story of a guy named Neo who is born in an unjust world where murder and crime is normal. The streets of Japan are flourishing with criminals and there's no law or anything to stop them. In such circumstances, Neo comes across two men who are set to become the central figures in Japan's revolution. Neo also decides to join them in their quest of prevailing justice and eradicating crime from this world. Will Neo be able to achieve his goals? That's it, folks. I've made it to include all those non-sequel anime that'll definitely pique your interest and take the anime community by storm. Let me know in the comments which shows are you looking forward to. Till the next video, sayonara.